Always forget to record. So good. I'm glad I remembered. So I'm glad you guys are here. Hopefully more people will jump on. But I don't know. I don't recognize any of your faces. So we've never been on a call before with any of us, right? Okay. So I will just tell you a little bit about me so you guys know who I am. I am the associate manager for the West region. Excuse me, I just drank my shake and bubbles. I'm the associate manager for the West region. So that means I have everything from not Texas, but up and then over. Okay. So I have Montana and North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and over. Okay. So that's my region. I work with the diamonds, ones, and twos. So when you become premier, you're still my coach because 2-star. So that's where I want all of my coaches. And I'm here basically to support you, to help you have just another little piece of accountability for your business, and just kind of be here as a support for you. I don't do the coach relation stuff. So if there's a problem with your account or shipping or Shaco or whatever, you still need to call them. I know that kind of stinks, but we're working on making that better. So my story is I have always done Beachbody. I have used Beachbody products for years. I was your typical coach that wasn't a coach because I had no idea that opportunity existed. So when I had my third baby, who is now 8, I have 3 boys, 13, 11, and 8. So when I had my last baby, I did P90X. I was a turbo kick instructor. Yay, Shalene. She's my soulmate. Yay. So I was a turbo kick instructor, and I did Insanity, and I led a group of ladies. We would all get together. It was kind of like a fit club. We didn't have to pay to be there, but I was an instructor, and then we took turns, doing different workouts and stuff throughout the week. And then one of my friends said, I'm doing a half marathon. I really think that you should do this with me. And I was like, no, I'm not a runner. No, thank you. I like my turbo kick. I like my turbo fire. I'm going to stay with that because that's my thing. And then of course she planted the seed. It was too late. She had already planted the seed. And so once somebody says something, then you see it all the time. It's like when you buy a new car, you're like, oh, nobody has this cart. And then you see it everywhere. Or like you get pregnant and all of a sudden everyone in the whole world is pregnant. Do you guys all have kids? You all moms? Okay, cool. So you know what I'm talking about, right? Like all of a sudden. So then I kept seeing people that were doing half marathons and marathons. And I was like, all right, I guess I should do it. Bucket list thing, So then I became a runner. And if you've ever run, it's not if you get injured, it's when, right? Yeah. So I got an IT injury. And I had to stay off of it for a really long time because it manifested in my knee, which is the worst place to get an injury because it takes so long to rehab from it. So I went back into the pool because I couldn't even do, the turbo fire stuff because the impact and the twisting and the jumping and all that stuff. So I got in the pool. I was a swimmer in high school, and I was like, man, I'm so good at this. I'm so good at swimming. And then it was like, I didn't always want to get in the pool and get my hair wet. So I got on the bike sometimes and I was like, whoa, that's 2/3 of a triathlon. So maybe if I run like half of a half marathon, I'll be okay. Right. So here we are today. I'm a triathlete. I've done 4 half Ironmans to date. I can't tell you how many sprint triathlons I've done. I've done quite a few of those. My 5th one is scheduled for April 1st. So my gateway drug to endurance sports was Beachbody, and I am a Beachbody for lifer now. I incorporate programs in with my training. Right now I am incorporating X3. I love the agility and all of the footwork and stuff and the strength. And I love that it uses my stabilizer muscles instead of the big ones that I always use. So don't let anybody tell you, CrossFitters or whatever, that it doesn't fit into their plan. That's a super lie. So you can combat that. But that's my story, you guys. I love my Shakeology. I love the products that we have. I will never, ever go back. So that's me. And I just love it. And the best part of my job is working with you guys. This isn't even work. This is fun for me. So I feel very blessed to be able to work with you guys. So basically, I wanted to invite you guys on this call because Julie is a 1-star. So that's awesome. Jody and Andy, you guys are diamond coaches. Yes. Andy, how long have you been a diamond coach?
Um, so I actually just got diamond again like 2 weeks ago. But I was a diamond almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then I took a break from coaching for like 4 months.
Gotcha.
And so I'm back at it.
Yes, I love it. And Jody, you've been a diamond for a year?
I became a diamond in the fall, and I dropped down and went up, and I just dropped back down again.
So please know that it's super, super common to go in and out. Julie, I'm sure that you know, being a 1-star, you go up, you go down, whatever. And just know that with us here at corporate, we do everything by lifetime rank. Okay. So if you get to 5-star and then you drop down to 1-star, you're still going to be in the 5-star group. Okay. That, like, the only time it matters is when you get your elite bonus. You got to hold your 5-star. Okay. When you're elite. So, yeah, don't even worry about that. If you're in a 2-star group and you drop down, it's totally fine. Okay. We go by lifetime. So yeah. So Jody, Andy, it's time for you guys to be 1-star, right? Awesome. Yep. Yes. I love it. And Julie, it's time to advance you to 2-star, right?
I went 1-star like right away because I got this rock star coach who went like in 27 days. So I was like literally diamond in December, and in January I was 1-star, and then I've been 1-star for a year. So I'm like almost there. My husband is finally actually on board, and he's coaching now, but I've built him. So we're really close. But
awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, and I always tell people 2-star is where the magic happens, you guys, because you get your second CBC, which is just a given. I mean, that's amazing in and of itself. You actually have a team. So when you get to 2-star, you're actually having, like, you have people behind you, a team willing to work with you, right? And sorry, like, what is this happening right here, you guys? Then you're also eligible for Premier and for bonus pools and things like that. So it gets really exciting at 2-star. And I'm here to tell you, this is part of why I wanted you guys to get on this call, because my ultimate goal is to see you and help you and mentor you and whatever to 2-star. But I really want you to break up with me. Like, I love your faces. I love working with you. This is the best. But I want to see you go 3-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star. Like, that's where I want to see you end up. So I hope that your time with me is short, because that means you're advancing. That means you're doing other things. So whatever I can do to help you get there, that's the role that I want to play. So couple things. Okay. I do run a push to 1-star group. Julie, you're probably not interested in that, but I do run a push to 1-star. And that is going to be on the 2nd and the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4 Thursdays of the month. So this Thursday, we'll have a push to 1-star group. But the way that you qualify for this group is that you have to have a minimum of SC5. Okay. So I know that the 9th, I know that Thursday is kind of pushing it. So if you ended last month at SC5, then you qualify. Okay. That's the minimum. And then before next time, you have to get 5 for this month, because that's the 23rd. I think that's plenty of time to get Success Club, because that's where the magic happens, you guys. Have you all hit Success Club at least a couple times in your career with Beachbody? Every month. Good. High five, girl. I love it. That's really is the magic sauce, is Success Club. And a lot of people I know, they're like, oh, I really don't care about Success Club, and I really don't tell my coaches to hit Success Club. And I just am really confused as to, like, why would you tell them not to hit Success Club? Like, this is where you get into the challenge groups. Otherwise, it's just retail, I mean, even HD is like, that's great, but what are they going to do with this nutrition, right? You can still get fat and eat well. You're not moving, right? I mean, we've all been there. Oh, I'm eating tons of vegetables. Well, how much butter did you put on them? Are you putting cheese on them? Are you moving? What are you doing? What are you combining it with? Right? They need you guys. You guys are selling your stories. And this is kind of where I want to come in and help you find those people that are going to work with you, because it's all in getting people that are like-minded, your tribe, the people that want to work and match you, that are going to lock arms and work. And I'm telling you, the time between diamond and 2-star is way harder than 2-star to 5-star. Okay. So just know that that's where you're at right now. and yeah, you've been there for a while. All of you guys have been there for a while. So it's just time to like put the pedal to the metal, say, okay, no more excuses. These are the things I'm going to do. I'm going to put this plan into place, and we're actually going to put action behind the plan, because that's what we need to do. So if you guys are on board with that, then we're good. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yay. Okay. So Andy, Jody, Julie, tell me where you guys are from. Like, what are your stories? How did you get started in Beachbody? Why are you here? Tell me a little bit about your why. Andy, why don't you start?
Okay, so I originally started with Beachbody in the spring of 2015. I had a friend. I had actually hired a personal trainer. It was like March, April when I joined, but I hired a personal trainer, went to the gym in January, and was getting no results. So I had a friend from high school who I had kind of been watching on Instagram, and so I was interested in what she was doing. She advertised for like a 7-day detox, and I was like, okay, I've got this. I can try this 7 days. Like, I'm not wasting too much money because I was already spending so much money at the gym. And so I decided, I was talking to her more, and I decided, you know what, I'll go with the challenge pack. Like, I really want to get the Shakeology, the full effect, the 30 days. And I ended up surprising her because I was really inspired by her, and I signed up as a coach right away, and she didn't even know it for a few days until she like checked her back office and was like, so you do realize you just signed up to be a coach? I'm like, yeah, you do. Like, get me all the training. Like, I want to do this. And because I felt like the only way that was going to motivate me and keep me accountable was actually to put myself out there. And so that's where, like, I fired my personal trainer. The next, I actually did PiYo for 3 weeks, lost 8 pounds, went back, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I actually have been to the gym and on the treadmill twice this week, or twice in the month. I'm like, so this is, I don't need you anymore. And so, but no, okay, hold on. Sorry, I have 4 little kids that are at home right now. Go, honey. Yes, go. Okay, so anyways, but so I started coaching. I went Diamond within like 3.5 months. I absolutely loved it, but I worked myself to death. I was like staying up till 2 a.m. I got caught up, and I love coaching, but there definitely needs to be a balance in life, and I wasn't finding that balance. I was just putting every free second that I got into coaching. And so we started building our dream home, and I surprisingly got pregnant with my 4th. And that wasn't expected to do it at the same time, but we were actually building our house ourselves. So we were doing a lot of the work. So my pregnancy was super stressful. We were living in my parents' basement when we were building. And so it really sucks. And I would say this over and over again to not quit coaching, but I decided to quit. I couldn't manage it. And my team just wasn't receiving the support they needed to. So I transferred them over to my coach, my sponsor, and quit for a few months. I'm gonna grab my baby real quick. Hold on.
Do you remember those days?
Oh man. I know.
Oh, Pumpkin.
Okay.
Oh,
His sister decided that he didn't need to be watched.
oh.
But anyways, so I decided to I knew that like coaching was for me. It wasn't something that I wanted to like quit. And I really, I knew that with the second that I got into my house that I would pick back up again. Not realizing how hard it was going to be because it was hard to get started again. Mm-hmm. It was hard to figure out, so much had changed in like, the few months that I had been gone. Hold on, Sammy, not right now. Sammy, no. So anyways, sorry. Normally it's not this crazy.
But don't even apologize. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just watching you and I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember those days.
They're fun.
And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like bouncing and rocking myself.
Right? We've been back to back sick for like a whole month and a half, and he spiked a fever again. So we're having fun with that. Hey, can you look at them? Look. Hi. It didn't give a smile. Okay, so I'll stop. Anyway, so okay. Okay. Here, hold this. So anyways, so I started coaching again, And it was definitely a lot harder to build my business this time around because I was trying to find a balance with my family life and everything else. And so anyways, I'll keep this short and sweet, but so yeah, I've been coaching. I signed back up in March or April last year. I didn't really get back into it until towards the end of the summer and started running challenge groups again. And I have like 10 coaches under me now. I added like 5 or 6 last month. Team Cup was just amazing, and it's really true when you're consistent, like people are watching you that you don't even realize. And because I had people message me about coaching that wasn't about a coaching post and that had never liked any of my posts, and it was just insane. So I'm like, okay, I've got to stay consistent. But I've got one rock star coach right now. She's got 4 coaches, and she's pushing for diamond. We're all pushing for diamond in the next 4 weeks. I've got 2 other coaches that are pushing for diamond in 4 weeks. So we're kind of all trying to rock this at the same time. And our goal is they want to be 2-star by, I think the cutoff was like May 11th or something like that, to be able for Summit. And so I've got 3 coaches who are trying to push it so that they can walk this stage at Summit. And my goal is 2-star diamond by then, obviously the cutoff date, and then 5-star before the end of the year where I can qualify for that bonus. So that's my story.
That's so
I'm going to
awesome.
mute myself as other people talk just so that.
Okay, you're fine.
My baby's not crying.
That's awesome. And I love that she touched on consistency. And Julie, you just go whenever you need to, honey, but seriously message me and we'll get you plugged into those masterminds. But I love that you talked about consistency. I don't know if you guys were on the National Wake Up Call this morning, but Brittany Powers talked a lot about that. And I love how she said, I wrote it down. She said, consistency builds and breeds momentum. And so once you get that going, and just like Andy said, she's like, I was really surprised at how hard it was to get started going again because she had that consistency before. And then, she made a conscious effort, a conscious decision to not, because there were other things that she needed to focus on. So now, obviously, since she's being more consistent, she's seeing that build. It's like a snowball, right? And so I love that. And just a little side note, and I talk about this a lot, so you're going to hear it a lot from me, but when you onboard your coaches, Emerald, Diamond, Ruby, like those are all fantastic things. And every little step needs to be celebrated. But remember, always push them to 2-star. Always, always, always. Because then when they slide in and out, it's not going to affect you so much, right? So just think about that. So that's my only push to diamond, push to 1-star. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But always say 2-star more than you say anything else. Okay. Just so it's in their head. Okay. Jody, I want to hear about your story. Or Julie, let's do you, because you have to go. Do you have time really fast?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But my story's kind of long, but I'll try and keep it short. I had a knee surgery a couple of months ago, so I have to go see my surgeon. It was terrible. I know when you were talking about your knee, I'm like, oh Lord, I've been there. It's awful. But I'm walking now. 9 weeks of no walking. Okay. Anyway, okay, my story. I should just send you guys my video, but it's kind of crazy. So 2 years ago, I have 4 kids, by the way. 11, 9, and 7, almost 7-year-old twins. So yeah, my life's crazy too. I have 4. I don't know how that is. They're at school though, so my days are kind of nice now. You have something to look forward to. So 2 years ago, I started 3 years ago, I started a handmade company called House of Jars, and it became highly successful right off the bat. Don't look it up because I closed it. But, actually, I sold it. It's still available. It was super successful right off the bat. I went from being stay-at-home mom to this working mom out of nowhere. I just wanted to have a hobby, and it was exploding. So I was working 18-hour days, and I wasn't eating. And I literally gained 50 pounds in 6 months, and I was already overweight. So it was pretty bad. I'm a twin, and my twin sister and I, that summer of 2015, had auditioned for The Biggest Loser. And it went really fast. We got through all the casting and went to casting finals, and we're told that we were going to be going to there's like a finals week in LA, and they told us 100% we're going. So 2 days before we were supposed to go, the casting director called us and said they changed the direction of the show that year and that we weren't going to go after all. So 2 days before we were supposed to go. So I had put my shop on hold. I had, spent all this time with my family. And during that time, I really was like ignoring my family, I guess you could say. It really was truthfully like working and telling them to go away all the time. So then I found myself like actually spending time with them, making videos because I thought I was going to be away for 6 months and like really getting excited about this like opportunity for me to be able to surprise them with this weight loss. And then that happened. And, I didn't like get upset about it. I don't know. I normally would have been like that, but I was like, I'm still going to do this. I still want to do this. So my shop was already on hold, or what Etsy calls vacation mode. And so I was like, well, I might as well just put it out there. So I literally started a like page and an Instagram page for my fitness journey. And I put it out there. And I said, this is my story. I was about to be on The Biggest Loser. Yes, I need to lose 100 pounds. And this is what is happening. And so I don't know if you guys know who Sarah Gobb is, but she's my coach. And she reached out to me the day, like 2 days after I opened my Instagram, and she was like, hey, she was a customer of mine. I had made her mason jar tumblers for her diamond coaches, which is so ironic. So anyway, she reaches out to me. She's super nice. She spoke at Summit last year. I don't know if you guys heard her, but she's amazing. So she tells me, that she's so proud of me, she'd love to help me, and she has meal plans and all this stuff. And she asked me if I knew what 21 Day Fix was, and I was like, nope, I have no idea. So of course I'm a super researcher, so I went online. Okay, I still have time. I went online and I Googled 21 Day Fix. I looked it all up, and then she didn't tell me anything. I saw the coaching opportunity, and I talked to my husband. I'm like, look, I already put myself out there and told everybody I'm doing this, which in the past I would have not done. I always told myself, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody anything, and then I'm going to lose all the weight and I'm going to surprise everybody, which never works. Never happens that way. So this time felt really different. And some of the backstory is that my husband and I have been married for almost 14 years, but we had like a strain in our marriage for a long time because I felt like I wanted him to love me for me. And he wanted me to get healthy and get fit. And he is super fit. If you guys see my pictures, he's like Mr. Bodybuilder, basically. Like just trust me. He just made a video today. You guys got to watch it. Anyway. So he really wanted, but all I heard whenever he would say that was, oh, you're fat. You need to lose weight. But that's not what he was saying. He loved me enough to tell me that. So anyway, when I went to him that day and I said, I'm thinking about signing up as a coach to help people through this, he was like, do it. I'm like, what? So I did. I signed up as a coach. I went Emerald in like a day, and then a Diamond in 3 months, and then Star Diamond 5 months. So it happened really fast, and I kind of transitioned. The longer that I was away from House of Jars, the more I felt like I wasn't supposed to do it, and I somehow like lost the passion for it, and so I was totally God, I think. But so I sold the company. Now I do like a little bit of I make some shirts and apparel and stuff on the side, but just because I have to have that outlet, but I tell people all the time that coaching changed my life, and it really has, because, I've lost 55 pounds. I had surgery, and so it's been a little plateau-y right now, but I still have about 50 left, and I know that I'll be able to do it this year, and that's exciting to me. And the amount of people that I've been able to help start their own journeys, because I'm telling my story and being brave about my story, is unreal, honestly. It's like them telling me their whole life story and me being able to help them. There's absolutely nothing like it. My challenge group is amazing because it's full of all these people who are trying to help everybody. And so I feel like we're at the place now where my husband has always been supportive, but now he's on board. He's actually running challenge groups and running groups and stuff too for guys. So we're running it together. We're finally at a place where it's family business. My goal ultimately is to bring him home And so anyway, it's been really great. I love the team that I'm on. I feel like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be. And I feel like the momentum is finally coming. Like I felt like it was basically a year of just trying to, I don't know, tread water, I guess. I never lost Diamond, but I don't know. I don't know why. Now it feels different. Like this year feels different. It feels like I have tons of new coaches who are like ready to go, and I don't know, it's really exciting. So my story's kind of crazy and I talk about it all the time, and it is true that your story sells you. Your story is your selling point. And I tell my coaches all the time to talk about 5 things that they're passionate about. We call it the 5 pillars. And I made a whole video about it, but talking about those people. And I tell my coaches every day to find their one. That means every day you're going to look for the one person that you can help that day. And so like that gets them out of their scared mindset. And I get really passionate about it because if someone hadn't reached out to me, I wouldn't be here. And I'm not sure where I would be, honestly. So I feel like if I can find another person who's just like me every day, then I'm doing something right. So that's my short story. And I have to go because I have to go meet with my surgeon.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Julie. That's great. So message me and I actually am going to start a group thread. So yeah, you go meet, but that's so inspiring. Oh my gosh, you just made my day. I love it, love it, love it. I can't wait to work with you. So, and I was actually like, your husband's video he's like, holy crap. Like, what's up, Tex?
He's always been like that. And so I've always been like, oh, the overweight wife, with this giant man on her side. But he never made me feel that way. It was just me. But
awesome.
It's so cool, you guys, to see him now. Like, our marriage is totally different because we're both have the same passions and we're both on the same path. And so seeing like our marriage flourish, and we're talking about that, and then seeing him do these videos, it's just crazy. I could talk for hours.
And I love that he's wearing a Coach hoodie.
I made that for him.
I love it. I'm like, way to represent. That's so great.
Yeah, he is. You guys have to look at that video though. It's crazy. I think it's his best one yet. Totally inspiring. Anyway, all right. I'm going to be late, so have a good day.
Okay, Jody.
Holy cow.
Right?
I don't.
Isn't that amazing?
I should have gone first.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's story. Like, this is my favorite part of my job, is hearing how everyone got here, because it's always so different. Like, I never hear a story where I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally the same thing as I heard yesterday. It's always different, always different. The fact that Andy built her own house, like, that's crazy. And she took a break and she's got 4 kids and she came back. And I mean, it's insane. So they're snowflakes. They're never the same. So I would love to hear yours. I'm super interested.
Well, so I'm coming up on my 2-year coach anniversary, and I too had used Beachbody for many, many years, and not very well. I was like a runner, like I was a run myself into the ground runner for about a decade. You know how that is. I thought that if I ran, I would burn total calories and get some great body, but I have an issue with food. And I've never been like really overweight, but I'll work really hard and then I'll binge, and then I'll work and then I'll binge. So that's sort of like the personal story. My husband's been in the Air Force for 18 years. He's an F-16 pilot. And so we move around all the time. We've moved, we're about to move our 11th move in 18 years since we've been married. And we have 2 kids. I've got a 17 and a 14-year-old. So now they're very well conversant with moving as well. And one thing I got really good at as a military spouse is making lots of new friendships, but not holding them because we could move. So I never really coped with anything. So that's been very strange for me in the coaching business, because like I'll listen and I enjoy listening to your story, but the second things get difficult, I'm like, what time are we moving? Are we moving soon? So I've actually had a huge like personal emotional transformation with coaching. I read like 4 personal development books a month, and sometimes I just feel like I need to read to like keep me moving positively in that direction. So that's sort of been my thing. I am a doer. Sometimes I think maybe I do more busy work than great work. And so I'm working in that direction. I will usually like wear myself out and then take 2 or 3 weeks off, not completely off, but like not doing quality work. And so mine is a momentum thing. So the National Wake Up Call this morning was sort of yes, I know I need to be consistent, and yes, that's going to get me there. But I feel like I am starting to reach people. I've come to the idea on social media that I really just don't care what you think. And if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. And if I feel like I can help you, I'm going to reach out and help you. Like that is my word of the year is giving. It's like if I have anything in my arsenal of personal development books, meal plans, cleaning list, organization list, moving tips with the military, I'm going to give it to you whether you want it or not. So, and I just sort of, I just sort of am at that point. So I feel like that's, like she was saying this morning, the snowball, like my snowball's up here. It's about to roll downhill. So.
I love that. That's amazing. And I'm totally in the same boat as you. I'm a recovering compulsive eater. Like I eat when I'm happy, I eat when I'm sad, I eat when I'm bored, and I eat for no reason, and that's been a really hard thing for me to get over. And there's times that you relapse and you don't even realize that you relapse. And you just find yourself and you're like, wait, why did I eat this whole bag of chips? Like, I don't get it, So I totally can relate to your story. Absolutely. And I think it's amazing that you have more of that emotional, mental transformation, because that's actually rare. A lot of people they rely on their physical transformation, which is great. I mean, a lot of times there's a skinny person and now they're ripped. They went from skinny fat to built, lots of muscle. I actually was fat. So, I mean, I have a little bit of both, but the fact that I can be open about it here, with being a compulsive eater, like it's still something that I don't talk about a whole lot because it's embarrassing, but yeah, the stigma. And I love that you're like, okay, it's out here and I want to help you no matter what it is. That's fantastic. So next step, you guys. So I am going to start a message thread with all of us, all 4 of us. And then you guys can talk. But with you two, I'm going to start a Google Sheet that you can put in if you've reached Success Club or not. And then, I will send you the link for the Push to Star Diamond. And if you have any coaches that have reached Success Club that would like to push to Star Diamond as well, you can invite them. If they're on your same level, that's great. So just know that that's an option for you, and you can just add them to the message thread. Okay. So I will post this recording on the Red Zone. And if you guys need anything, just message me. And hopefully we will meet and start working together, and you guys are going to fly through and be 5-star by the end of the year. That'll be awesome. So, okay, I'm going to leave you guys with that. It's good to see you. Hopefully you have a good day. It's Monday, so make it a great week, okay?
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one.